Have you ever been deeply hurt by someone? Maybe it was a romantic partner who betrayed your trust, a friend who stabbed you in the back, or a family member who let you down. The pain of such emotional wounds can be excruciating, leaving you feeling angry, bitter, and desperate for revenge. But what if I told you there's a better way to handle such situations? A way that not only heals your pain, but also makes you a stronger, more resilient person. The answer lies in the ancient philosophy of Stoicism. You see, Stoics understood that in this imperfect world, people will inevitably hurt us. It's not a matter of if, but when. The key, however, is how we respond to that hurt. Do we let it consume us, poisoning our minds with negativity and resentment? Or do we learn to rise above it, taking control of our emotions and focusing on what we can control? By the end of this video, you will learn 12 powerful Stoic principles that will not only help you deal with the hurt inflicted by others, but also transform you into a truly unshakable individual. Brace yourself, for this is not a feel-good self-help guide. This is a call to embrace the harsh reality of life and emerge stronger than ever before. Number 1. Embrace the dichotomy of control. The great Stoic philosopher Epictetus said, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." When someone hurts you, it's natural to get caught up in anger, resentment, and a desire for vengeance. But the Stoics taught that the only thing truly within our control is our own mind and actions. You can't control what others say or do, but you can control how you react. By focusing your energy on what you can influence, your thoughts, emotions, and behavior, you rob the person who hurt you of their power over you. It's like carrying a heavy burden. You can either keep dragging it with you, or you can set it down and move forward unencumbered. Number 2. Practice negative visualization. This Stoic exercise, also known as premeditatio malorum, involves vividly imagining the worst-case scenarios in life. Seneca, the famous Stoic philosopher, wrote, "We should every night call ourselves to an account. What infirmity have I cured today? What vice have I resisted? What passion have I calmed?" By mentally preparing for events like losing a loved one, facing financial ruin, or being betrayed by those closest to you, you'll be better equipped to handle them if they do occur. Envision the pain of someone hurting you, betraying your trust, or letting you down. Feel the sting of that emotional wound. Now ask yourself, how would you respond? What would a wise, resilient person do in that situation? By rehearsing your response to adversity, you'll be less likely to react impulsively when it actually happens. The pain may still be there, but you'll have a roadmap for navigating it with grace and fortitude. Number 3. Cultivate self-reliance. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." True happiness and fulfillment come from within, not from external sources. When you rely on others for your happiness and self-worth, you give them the power to hurt you. But when you cultivate self-reliance, developing your own values, principles, and sense of worth, no one can take that away from you. The person who betrays you may have hurt you temporarily, but they cannot destroy your inner strength and resilience. You are the architect of your own happiness, and no one else can tear down that foundation without your permission. Number 4. Reframe your perspective. "The universe is change," wrote Marcus Aurelius. "Our life is what our thoughts make it." When someone hurts you, it's easy to see them as a villain and yourself as a helpless victim. But the Stoics taught that it's not the events themselves that cause us suffering, but our judgments about those events. What if, instead of viewing the person who hurt you as a malicious enemy, you saw them as a flawed human being acting out of their own pain and insecurities? What if, instead of wallowing in victimhood, you reframed this experience as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery? By shifting your perspective, you can transform a source of suffering into a valuable lesson. Perhaps this experience is teaching you the importance of setting healthy boundaries or surrounding yourself with people who truly value and respect you. When you reframe your perspective, you reclaim your power and turn adversity into an ally. Number 5. Practice radical acceptance. Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." One of the core principles of Stoicism is accepting what you cannot change. You cannot control the actions of others, but you can control how you respond to them. When someone hurts you, it's tempting to dwell on how things should have been or to fantasize about revenge. But the Stoics would encourage you to accept what has happened without judgment or resistance. Resisting reality only breeds more suffering. Accepting it, however painful, is the first step towards healing and growth. Imagine a river flowing steadily towards the sea. You can either fight against the current, exhausting yourself and getting nowhere, or you can let go and allow the river to carry you towards your destination. Radical acceptance is like surrendering to the flow of life, trusting that even the most turbulent waters will eventually lead you to calmer shores. Number 6. Strengthen your emotional resilience. As the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "The universe is change. Our life is what our thoughts make it." The Stoics believed in cultivating emotional resilience through constant practice, much like exercising a muscle. By intentionally exposing yourself to small discomforts and challenges, you'll become better equipped to handle greater adversities. When someone hurts you, it's an opportunity to flex your emotional muscles, to practice responding with grace and equanimity, rather than lashing out in anger or despair. Start small. The next time you face a minor inconvenience or frustration, observe your reaction without judgment. Notice the impulse to complain, to blame, or to lash out. Then, consciously choose a different response, one rooted in patience, understanding, and self-control. Over time, these small acts of emotional resilience will build your mental toughness muscles, preparing you for the more significant challenges life will inevitably bring. Number 7. Seek wisdom, not validation. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. Marcus Aurelius. Many of us crave validation from others, seeking their approval and praise. But the Stoics understood that true wisdom and virtue come from within. When someone hurts you, it's natural to seek validation from others, to have your pain acknowledged and your side of the story validated. But the Stoic path is to look inward, to find strength and wisdom in your own principles and values, rather than seeking external validation. Ask yourself, why do I need this person's approval or understanding? What am I afraid of if I don't receive it? By questioning your need for validation, you'll discover that true self-worth and confidence come from within, not from the opinions of others. Number 8. Practice unconditional compassion. Whenever you are about to find fault with someone, ask yourself the following question: what fault of mine most nearly resembles the one I am about to criticize? Marcus Aurelius. One of the most challenging aspects of Stoicism is the practice of unconditional compassion, even towards those who have hurt us. The Stoics believed that all human beings are inherently flawed and that we should strive to understand and forgive those flaws, rather than resenting them. When someone hurts you, try to understand the deeper motivations behind their actions. Perhaps they were lashing out from their own pain or insecurity. Perhaps they were acting out of ignorance or misinformation. By cultivating compassion, you free yourself from the burden of hatred and resentment. Imagine how differently your life would unfold if you approached every hurt, every betrayal with a spirit of understanding and forgiveness. Not condoning the behavior, mind you, but recognizing the shared humanity in both the hurt and the harm. It's a radical shift in perspective, but one that can liberate you from the cycle of pain and resentment that so often consumes us. Number 9, find the lesson in the pain. The obstacle is the way. This famous Stoic phrase reminds us that every challenge we face, every hurt we endure, contains a seed of opportunity. When someone hurts you, it's easy to get mired in the negativity and bitterness of the experience. But what if you chose to view it as a teaching moment instead? Perhaps this betrayal is showing you the importance of choosing your friends more wisely. Perhaps the harsh words from a family member are revealing unhealthy patterns that need to be addressed. Every hurt, every emotional wound can be transformed from a source of suffering into a catalyst for growth and positive change. The Stoics didn't shy away from life's difficulties. They leaned into them, using adversity as fuel for becoming wiser, more resilient human beings. When you adopt this mindset, the person who hurt you is no longer your enemy, but your teacher, offering you invaluable lessons in strength, discernment, and self-knowledge. Number 10. Memento mori. Embrace your mortality. Let us prepare our minds as if we'd come to the very end of life. Let us postpone nothing. Seneca. The Stoics had a practice called memento mori, which means, remember you must die. It may sound morbid, but this meditation on mortality was meant to instill a sense of urgency and presence in how they lived their lives. When you truly confront the fact that your time on this earth is finite, it becomes much harder to stay mired in petty resentments and grudges. The person who hurt you, and the hurt itself, become insignificant in the grand scheme of your limited existence. By embracing your mortality, you gain a newfound appreciation for the present moment and a motivation to spend your precious days pursuing what truly matters: wisdom, virtue, and meaningful connections with others. The hurt inflicted by someone else fades into the background when you're living each day with the intensity and purpose of someone who understands their fleeting mortality. Number 11. Align with nature's grand design. That which is not good for the swarm, neither is it good for the bee. Marcus Aurelius. The Stoics saw human beings as part of a vast interconnected web of nature and the cosmos. Our role, then, is to align ourselves with the grand design of the universe, to flow with the natural currents of existence rather than fighting against them. When someone hurts you, it can feel like a disruption in the order of things, an injustice that must be righted or avenged. But what if you viewed it through the lens of nature's grand design? Perhaps this person's actions, however hurtful, are part of a larger tapestry that you cannot fully perceive in the moment. By aligning yourself with the natural flows and cycles of the universe, you develop a profound sense of equanimity and acceptance. The person who hurt you is simply playing their role in the great dance of existence, and your role is to meet their actions with grace, wisdom, and a recognition of your own insignificance in the cosmos. This isn't about being passive or resigned. It's about cultivating a higher perspective, one that transcends the petty dramas and emotional turmoils of daily life. When you can view hurt and betrayal through the lens of nature's grand design, you become like the oak tree, unshakable in the face of life's storms. Number 12. The greatest revenge is not to become like your enemy. The best revenge is not to be like that. Marcus Aurelius. When someone deeply hurts us, it's tempting to fantasize about vengeance, about making them pay for the pain they've caused. But the Stoics would caution against such impulses, for they only breed more negativity and suffering. True power, true strength lies in refusing to sink to the level of those who have wronged you. When you meet cruelty with cruelty, hate with hate, you become that which you despise. You surrender the high ground and tarnish your own virtue and integrity. Instead, the Stoics advocated taking the high road, responding to hurt with compassion, wisdom, and a commitment to living according to your highest ideals. This is the greatest revenge, for it denies your enemy the satisfaction of dragging you down to their level, of corrupting your spirit and diminishing your character. Imagine how empowering it would feel to meet every transgression, every betrayal, with an unshakable sense of dignity and nobility. To hold your head high, secure in the knowledge that while someone may have hurt you, they could never truly defeat you or compromise your principles. This is the ultimate victory, not to conquer your enemies, but to conquer yourself, to emerge from the crucible of pain as a being of unwavering virtue and self-mastery. And in doing so, you become an inspiration to others, a living embodiment of the Stoic ideals that have withstood the test of centuries. In the end, the path of Stoicism is not an easy one. It demands constant vigilance, self-reflection, and a willingness to confront life's harsh realities head-on. But for those who commit to this journey, the rewards are immeasurable. An unshakable inner strength, a profound sense of peace and equanimity, and a life lived in alignment with nature's grand design. So the next time someone hurts you, remember these Stoic teachings. Don't lash out in anger or retreat into victimhood. Instead, Embrace the dichotomy of control, practice negative visualization, and cultivate self-reliance. Reframe your perspective, practice radical acceptance, and strengthen your emotional resilience. Seek wisdom over validation and extend unconditional compassion to those who have wronged you. If you have made it this far, comment down below with the word 100% to confirm that you have received the knowledge from this video. For more interesting topics, make sure you watch the recommended video that you see on the screen right now. Thanks for watching.